It's a cold day here in New York, but it's a beautiful day out. I'm waiting for some people to join up. These live streams, I might have to just do pre-records from now on because the quality is not that great. And for those of you that are looking for my replays, for a little over a year now, most of my, although I do leave some replays here available for the public for my videos, most of my replays I make unlisted after they go live, my live ones, and I only provide my replays for my patrons. So if you guys are looking for some of my videos that I recently did over the last year or so, a lot of them have gone unlisted only for patrons, like I said. So there's a lot of content, a lot of videos out there that I do that people have never seen here live on YouTube. As well, I do a Spirit Flame News. They're pre-recorded videos that I post only on my Patreon. And they're, even if they are on YouTube, they're private, only for me to post a link on privately to people, so they're not available here. So there's tons of videos of me doing my Spirit Flame News and all different topics, even some videos with guests and things like that that are, what's up, man? What's going on? So a lot of those videos that you YouTubers that are only subscribed to my YouTube have never seen, they are on my Patreon. And today I want to just do a little pre-discussion here of the topic that I'm going to be discussing tonight. I'm going to be doing a show with my buddy Masaki Miyagawa either tonight or the next few days as well. But later on, whether I do it with Masaki or not, I'm going to be discussing even further about this topic. Now, it's a controversial ever to talk about politics, right? And I never really get into politics. But to look on the occult side of things and to break things down in a more spiritual sort of way, there's hidden meanings, there's hidden codes within everything. And even somebody's name tells a lot of stories. And what is carried out throughout their life and symbolism they use and things that they achieve or don't achieve. There's a lot of things behind the scenes encoded within the very DNA, encoded within the very ancestral memory, encoded within the higher dimensional forces that lead to what takes place on this realm that we're living in, on this plane. And this is what I wanted to discuss about Mr. Trump. Now, there's a lot of things that people have talked about in the past about him, this and that. I'm going to be talking about an aspect that nobody talks about. And this is what's encoded within his very ancestral DNA, is his symbolism, and what I feel took place somewhere within his timeline. Whether he's conscious of it or not, he's fulfilling something that took place that led to this moment. Now, in Italian folklore, history, mythology, as well as Slavic, European, all sorts of areas, even it's globally pretty much, universally. There are stories and tales of fairies, goblins, gnomes, other dimensional beings that wear red caps. A lot of them typically are conical red caps, right? But just the red cap in general. And one of them in particular is the red-capped goblin. Now, the red-capped goblin is a place, is an entity or a force that's talked about in mythology. A very serpentine type grin to this goblin, looks very much like Trump's grin as well. But there's way more to this. Now, these red-capped goblins are said to guard treasure. They're said to guard riches secrets to lottery numbers, secrets to gaining fortunes. And if you overcome this red goblin in a game or in magic or in some sort of encounter, he is forced to reveal his treasures to you, his riches to you, inner secrets that he guards that leads to fortune. And it's said that these red goblins are usually attached to towers, big buildings, ancient castles, things like this. Even if you go back into ancient Florence, the huge tower there, I think it's the Bargello. Is it the Bargello? I forget the name of it now. This tower, one of the biggest towers in all of Florence, at one time it was used as a prison. And there was a red-capped goblin that haunted that prison. And even some streets in the Arno, near the Arno, are said red-capped goblins haunt the streets of ancient Tuscany. You know, it's associated with Slavic folklore as well, all over. That if you somehow beat one of these red goblins or red gargoyles or whatever you want to call them, that they will reveal all sorts of riches upon you. You can even be a ruler. You can even rule the world, you know, or you can find gold, or you can find ways to just gain a lot of money. And that's just one aspect of having the red cap. Now, before I even go into the very name Trump, let's go further on this red cap. Now, on top of the red cap, and this can't, the coincidences is just like this just doesn't exist, right? On top of the red cap, you have this the abbreviations MAGA, right? Now, it can't be a coincidence. Now, MAGA, I know it's supposed to be abbreviation for stuff, right? But the term MAGA is a word. And if you look into like ancient British, or some places they call a magician would be a magus or a magus, right? M-A-G-U-S. Well, the Italian version of that, the Mediterranean version of that, which means a magician or a sorcerer, a magus or a magus is a sorcerer, is a magician, right? Well, in Italian, the word, another term for strega, which means witch or sorcerer or shaman, is the word mago and maga. Now, mago, M-A-G-O, is a male witch or male sorcerer, a male magician. A maga, which is M-A-G-A, the same spelling that's on the red hat, M-A-G-A is a female essence of a sorceress or a mistress or some sort of a magician, a female magician even. So not only does he have the red cap, known in folklore to be of magicians, of conical gnomes, of fairy-type creatures, of goblins, but also on top of this red cap, he has the word magician written up there. I mean, things like this are not coincidences, my friends. I mean, think about that. Now, let's go even further into the name Trump. Now, before tarot was tarot, a derivative of this is even the game. There's various games that were derived from even the tarot, but they have an ancient card game in Italy called the Trionfi. The Trionfi is 78 cards, just like tarot, and Trionfi is the trump cards. It's a game where the object of the game is to get the best trumps you got, and the best trump in the game is the world, the trump card. And Trump is always associated somehow with towers as well, right? Even the Trump Towers. He has big buildings, big hotels, big casinos, right? And he even has the Trump Towers. Now, red-capped goblins are said to be the inhabitants of towers, and he's even associated with the tower card in tarot, which means that you can have great heights, but it can fall, like a celestial event could just knock you down, So everything about this man is encoded within magic, which in some sort of and you could see he has a certain magic about him. He affects people, and he was able to gain great treasures And when he smiles, he has that serpentine grin of a red-capped goblin. So maybe somewhere in his ancestral past, and most likely is what I'm feeling, is that he overcame one of the red-capped goblins. Spiral out.